You're listening to Last Word Radio, where you get the last word.
Welcome to the Fourth Line Podcast, part of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB Financial. This is October 31st, 2017. That was not spooky at all.
What? I don't know what that was like.
It was supposed. I was trying to channel you on the fifth line, and I failed miserably.
Was my spooky welcome pretty good?
Oh yeah, it was the best spooky welcome I've ever heard. With you today is myself, Carl, and the always wonderful Joel. Today, you look slightly less wonderful, though. So, for those who don't know, Joel and I, we record via the Skype machine, and I always get to see Joel's video. Usually, he's sitting in a chair, he's doing well. Today, it looks like, is your computer on a bed?
Yes.
And you are on the floor.
Yeah.
And your microphone is balancing in the drawer of a nightstand. What is going on in your house today?
Carl, I have no chairs or a desk anymore. Someone took them away.
Okay, do we need to get a Kickstarter going to get you chairs and a desk? Or like what's going on, Joel?
I wouldn't mind a chair. I don't actually have a chair for my desk. I use a kitchen table chair at my desk. I just move it back and forth.
So wait, you don't have kitchen table, like just any chairs at all in your entire house?
Well, Carl, I don't know if you know this, but there's some big things in my life right now.
Do we get to know the big news?
I don't have chairs. That's the big news.
That is all this lead up just to find out you don't have chairs?
Yeah, that's why I need mittens.
Because they've turned off the gas to your house. You no longer have heat.
Yeah.
That's why you're wrapped in a blanket?
It's cold and drafty. Is it cold in Calgary today? It was like 10 degrees in Nanaimo today.
And that's like 10 degrees in Nanaimo is way colder than 10 degrees in Calgary.
Oh, so for sure. It's like let's get a parka on.
Yeah, I wore my wintry coat this morning and did not need it for this afternoon. So it was 5 or so.
Oh. Carl.
Joel.
I'm a little worried.
Why?
Well, because if I'm cold at 10 degrees in Nanaimo, what am I going to do when it's minus 20 in Calgary? Because the fourth line is reuniting in Calgary.
Oh!
Bum-ba-da-ba. That's right. That's the big news. Carl and Joel, yes, we both have wives, but we're going back to college days. We're getting a house, parties.
Yeah. Hold on to your butts, Calgary. The fourth line is getting the band back together.
Yeah. We're not actually getting a house together.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't mind if you had like a basement I could live in. That wouldn't be the worst thing.
I'm hoping to have a basement. But that is, Carl, in a month from today, I'm going to be moving to Calgary.
Welcome back. Let me be the first person to welcome you back.
Yeah.
Prematurely.
There you go. I'm excited. We get to record in person, maybe.
Yeah, I get to see your face. Like more than just your face, I guess. I always see your face, but there won't be any lag.
There won't be any lag. We can sit and watch hockey games together.
Yeah, like our Mondays when we record, we can watch some Monday Night Football, record some podcast.
Yeah,
watch some hockey when the Leafs play at 8:30 Mountain Time on the West Coast. Can turn that on after we finish the show.
Did you know that I'm pretty excited that Leafs games are no longer going to be at 4:00 in the afternoon?
Yeah, you can get home from work and watch most of it, if not all of it.
Yeah, and Saturday night hockey night in Canada is actually that. Hockey night in Canada. Well, it's still kind of afternoon, but it's getting closer to night.
You can justify starting to eat pizza at 5:00 on a Saturday. You can at 4:00, But it's still like, that's afternoon time. Yeah. Welcome back. So, last time Joel wasn't here on the show. You know why? He was in Calgary.
I was in Calgary.
Getting his little job interview on.
Yeah.
Well.
So I got a new job in Calgary. We're moving at the end of the month. It's a big deal. Moving back to my home city.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's, I selfishly am very excited. And I know you're excited, so I was less selfish.
It is less selfish. I will not become a Flames fan, so forget that, all you Flames fans.
Yeah, I won't be either. Actually, last night, I don't even know if I fully explained the situation to you. I got a phone call at about 5:30 last night from a friend, and he said, what are you doing tonight? Do you want to go to the Flames game? And I said, yeah, sure. Not even knowing who they were playing my former Washington Capitals.
Oh.
Yeah, so I still choose the Capitals over the Flames. So
you did. You cheered for the Caps.
I did cheer for the Caps. It was muted. Like, it was the same I would cheer for anyone, but it was disappointing. They proved me right. They came in here and lost. So
that's rough.
Well, here's the problem, Joel. They have Devontae Smith-Pelly on the first line.
That's not good.
When your first line is, you start strong. Ovi on the left wing. Kuznetsov in the middle. This line is going to be great. Devontae Smith-Pelly on the right. It really gets weak pretty quickly.
No kidding. They're right. They don't have any right wingers, eh?
No, because then they've got the second line is Oshie, Backstrom, and...
Wait, Oshie plays right wing?
Yeah, I know. They've decided to put him with Backstrom.
I guess as you're evenly, spreading out the talent.
Yeah. And then Jacob Brana is playing on that line as well. So
okay, where's don't they have that Barahowski guy?
He's hurt. Yeah.
Oh,
so I get probably. He normally would be on I believe they started the year with Brana with Ovi and then Burakovsky with Backstrom. So that was the line. It was a weird game. For anyone out there who wonders why the Calgary Flames aren't the best, here's why, Joel. So certainly the refs that game called, there were some questionable calls, as there is every game. The Flames finally got a power play in the third period. You're like, man, let's see this Flames power play get going. You've got Monahan, you've got Goudreau. They should be able to get something going. So their first unit put out Monahan, put out Goudreau. They also tossed out there a couple fourth liners in Chris Versteeg and Troy Brouwer.
That's not good, man. That's not good. The Troy Brouwer experience is still living large in Calgary, hey?
Yeah, there's about $4 million a year justifying them to keep him around.
Do Flames fans like Troy Brouwer?
No, Flames fans don't like Troy Brouwer. Why would they?
I don't know. Seems like a nice guy.
Well, I'm sure he's a nice enough guy. I don't have anything against him personally.
Yeah. Can we also talk about the fact that I'm currently watching a hockey game, but not how you might expect it?
Yeah, I've reorganized my room so that the view from this laptop camera, Joel can watch Blue Jackets Bruins behind me.
Yeah, so Carl has a game on in his house, and I am the one watching it.
Yeah, I can kind of
from
see it.
BC.
From the floor of your bedroom in BC.
I haven't moved to Calgary yet, and yet I am watching hockey in Carl's house.
You're welcome. I wanted to enhance the experience so that you knew what you were in for.
It's true. There was a line brawl at one point. Everyone's just beating each other up. Carl's just sitting there talking about pregame notes and stuff.
I am completely oblivious to what's happening behind me. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Now there's commercials. Oh, Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby just showed up. It's hockey commercials. Is this Game Pass that you're watching right now?
No, this is Sportsnet.
Oh, so we'll get a little Connor McDavid soon.
Yeah, a lot of Connor.
There
McDavid.
he is.
Oh, look at him.
I called it. Actually, I didn't call it. I've seen that commercial before. I knew he was coming up.
Oh, Joel, you're so sneaky.
So, you know what? I'm surprised that you're watching Blue Jackets Bruins because that seems like a weird game. I thought you would be watching like the Vegas Super Knights.
Well, here's the thing. I currently don't have NHL Game Center hooked up to that TV.
Oh, that's a problem.
So that's why. It's I don't have fast internet like you do. I only have so much internet to go around. I'm giving it all to you right now.
Oh, well, maybe you can, well, you know what we're going to do? You know what I just realized we can do?
What?
Dude, we can finally do the WWE Raw live episode.
Yes.
That was always the biggest problem is we're like, how are we going to watch this, Skype, and record at the same time?
And, like, sync them up. There was just logistically a nightmare. But hey, first Patreon episode, you're in Calgary. That's what we're doing.
We're going to watch Raw.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah. This is getting better by the second.
We can watch it in my room.
Ooh, you have a room?
Apparently my wife is like, hey, you do stuff that like recording and like watching sports. And she's like, we should just get a room for you to do that stuff in so that it's not in the rest of the house.
So that you can, to be fair, I had that exact same thing in my old house. So
yeah. So,
and honestly, that's what this room is kind of now. It's like, this is where Carl watches sports and does homework and records podcasts. It's just kind of the room that everything happens in.
Yeah, so apparently I'm gonna get a room for that, maybe a garage for that. I don't know. Something.
Ooh. I decided to take a big chomp of an ice cube right before I was about to talk.
I heard.
And
all heard that.
And then realized,
don't edit that bad boy out. You leave that in.
Yeah, absolutely. You're all welcome for that. You mentioned the Golden Knights, Joel. And before we get into the Golden Knights, let's let everyone know about the fine folks at ATB Financial who support the Fourth Line Podcast, the Alberta Podcast Network, and Hockey Everywhere. I was actually watching at the game last night. ATB had ads in the game, and I felt a little connection. I was like, you know what? They actually do support hockey. We say that, and I was like, yeah, maybe they don't. They do. It's a real thing that happens.
I'm glad. And you just realized that, see, everyone thought that I just don't do research when I say things.
Yeah.
You just showed that you also don't do research when you say things.
Well, I've heard rumors about things. I was like, yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Good stuff just happens to us.
But they do. So if you want to know more about the stuff that they do, head over to atb.com/listens and you can find out more there. Vegas Golden Knights, Joel, they're good.
They're Vegas Super Knights.
The Super Golden Knights?
No, just the Super Knights.
All right. Yeah.
I don't like Golden.
You don't like the name Golden Knights?
Oh yeah, it's too long.
You know that it's only one letter longer than Super Knights though, right?
If Super's like, that's just an adjective right now. Because really, they're pretty super.
They are?
Apparently they don't lose.
Ever. Like
well,
they lost once.
They're about to lose.
Yeah, they will lose again as well. The Golden Knights have, while they are winning, they are currently at the top of the, I guess they're behind the Kings. They're near the top of the Pacific Division. The Kings, they're a team that keeps winning too. Golden Knights though,
Kings. They
are 8-1-0. The only loss somehow is to the Detroit Red Wings of all teams.
They're 8-2-0.
Is that game official?
Yeah.
There you go. 8-2-0. Golden Knights losing tonight to the
Islanders.
New York Islanders. Thank you, by the way, Vegas Golden Knights, for giving Andrew Ladd the opportunity to score tonight. He put a puck in the net.
How many goals does that guy have?
I think 3? Maybe
Man,
4.
he's terrible.
Hey, he's doing better at the start of this year than he did last year. We saw where he finished, so.
Which means he's going to do worse at the end of this year than last year.
It's fine. fine.
Is it fine?
I'm not worried.
Is it fine if he scores 5 goals all year?
No, but he's not. He's already scored 3. He only needs 2 more to hit your total.
That's going to be tough for him. He doesn't know where the net is.
He plays, Joel, there's this guy on his team. You may have heard of him. His name's John Tavares.
Yeah, he scores all the goals.
He's good, though. And he can help Andrew Ladd score sometimes. I know they don't really play together, but I'm not going to let that stand in the way of my narrative.
Yeah. John Tavares, 2 hat tricks. It's pretty good.
He is pretty good. Vegas Golden Knights, while they keep winning, it's the kind of thing where you kind of just like, you wonder how long it'll last. So sure, they gave up 6 goals tonight. They went to their 4th string goalie. I don't think they were planning on having to go to their 4th string goalie when they traded you Calvin Pickard.
Like, it's crazy. This is crazy that they've only lost twice and like all their goalies are broken or traded.
Yeah. The Vegas Golden Knights have Maxime Lagasse, and I can only assume that that's how it's pronounced because he's never played ever in the NHL. Tonight was his first game. He got in there and gave up 4 goals. So, yeah, maybe the rookie's not ready yet.
Probably not. Okay, so they're 8-2. That's 10 games in. They have 72 left.
Yeah, so like an 1/8 of the way through the season.
How many games do they win the rest of the way?
How many do they win the rest of the way? So they've won 8 already.
Yeah.
72. I'm going to go with 27 games the rest of the way. Put them with 35 wins.
It just would make them not a playoff team.
Accurate, yeah.
Like, by a lot. They're going to be terrible according to you. Like, not only will they not be as good as they are right now, like, they're going to be, like, terrible compared to what they are.
Here's the thing, Joel. So last year, if you look at the Colorado Avalanche's pace from last year, they finished the season with 22 wins. So much less than I'm predicting the Golden Knights to have the rest of the year. So
right.
Let's say, I'm just going to do some quick math here for us. I said 27 wins. Over a full season, that is a 30-win pace.
So that's better than what that's...
That puts them in the same realm as Arizona, Vancouver. So that puts them as like a 28th, 29th place team last year.
Arizona ain't winning no games, apparently.
Well, they're about to win a game. So, oh no, they blew the lead, Joel.
Yeah, it's in overtime.
Oh, geez. What is happening in the NHL?
They are on the power play in the overtime, though.
Oh, good for them. Yeah. So, Vegas Golden Knights, I assume that when you have, like, everyone was predicting them to be terrible at the start of the year with Marc-Andre Fleury as their starting goaltender.
Right.
And then they were like, you know what, Marc-Andre Fleury's hurt. No one would have thought Malcom Subban was the guy who was going to take them. And then he goes down. And then they're like, okay, like, it's time to Dansk. Oscar Dansk goes in net. Now he's hurt. And that we don't know how long exactly he's going to be out for. But what we do know is that Maxime Lagasse is not good. And like, that's not to say he will never be good. He's a 4th string goaltender on an expansion team. Like, there's no reason that you should expect the 4th string goalie to be good. So yeah, there's some problems there. And then you look at the fact that Vegas currently sitting in the fancy stat land, Joel. You know I love me my fancy stats. And this is hard this early in the year. What I don't like is I do not oh, here we go. Let's look at this. We've got some I found what I'm looking for. So I'm happy now. They are currently sitting 18th in score adjusted Corsi, which is pretty good. But not good enough. And that is the problem.
Yeah, like, you just don't expect them to, you don't expect this to continue. How long is Fleury supposed to be out for? Does anyone know? He's been out a while already.
Yeah, he's already been out a fair while, and I'm not sure if there's a time frame left because he's kind of that guy. Like even if they gave a time frame, would you trust it?
Probably not. So yeah. Just in case everyone was wondering, I am currently watching a shootout now.
Ooh, a shootout. That's fun.
Yeah.
So more Vegas Golden Knights news. Shipachyov, a name that we didn't even get the time to learn how to say properly, Joel.
Okay. I'm gonna go with. Nah, I can't guess. Which I know where this guy's from. That's not fair.
I forgot about that game. I'm glad one of us remembered.
Oh, I'm so excited about that game. I'm kind of a little terrified because I hope I don't say bad things. Like, cause like it has like I think it has the potential to just be really bad. Yeah. And like you say bad things.
You are playing with fire a little bit, but it's all right.
But I think if we just, because the NHL is a diverse league with players from lots of diverse players, it's okay. Be like, hey, where's that guy from? And then we learn where he's from, and it's a learning experience for all of us.
Yeah, exactly. Vadim Shipachyov is from Russia, and we know that because he's going back to Russia.
Is he going to the K?
He doesn't have a contract in the K, which is part of the problem. But he is about to be former Vegas Golden Knight, who they signed to a big old contract at the start of the year. They signed him to a $4.5 million contract for 2 years each. Yeah. 2 years, $9 million total, to come over. 30 years old, spent his entire career up to now playing in the K and was great. You know, he had 76 points in 50 games in the K last year. Everyone was excited to see what he could do coming over to the NHL. 3 games, that's all they gave him.
Can you put Monday Night Football on? That game's over.
Sure. Share your thoughts on this whole disaster of a situation while I find a new game.
Okay, I don't think it actually really matters all that much because, like, nobody cares. Do you care? I don't care. Carl doesn't care. Carl can't talk right now, but he doesn't care. So, like, does it really matter? Does it really matter that a guy who didn't give any chance, like, I assume that they tried to trade him, and since the NHL doesn't really trade people, that shockingly no one in October was willing to bring on a $4.5 million contract for a guy that we have no idea how good he's going to be. That's amazing.
And the team that like couldn't, or like who said they wanted him, the only team that wanted him the most is like immediately says no. That raises some major red flags.
Oh, for sure. Like at this, like, for an expansion team, why would you not play the guy? That makes 0 sense. Just play him.
And that's my question. Like, how there has to be something more here than what we're seeing. Because for me, this is a team that is peaked, like the peakest of peaks already. He's got nowhere to go, but they've got nowhere to go but down. Give him a chance. Like, you have space on your roster to get this guy in. You've got Cody Eakin playing on your first line. You can give this guy a chance. So, sure, it's expensive. Sure, you overpaid. But like, if you put him through waivers for a termination of his contract, you're going to be, stuck with some of that anyways. You gave him a signing bonus. Like, you literally already paid him some of his money anyways. See what you've got out of him. It's 2 years. Like, this is not going to cripple you because it's a sunk cost. Like, for this year,
this is not a cap issue. It's not a cap. Yeah, like, they're not even close. So, I don't know.
But to me, I get the fact that he might not be good. And he hasn't been great. And the players and the coaches know way better than we do how good he actually is outside of practice. I have not been to Golden Knights practice.
I've been a couple times. I got a press pass.
Okay, cool. So is that also where you've been?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's like, so to me, it's something smells here, and it's not his play. Like there's something else going on with this situation, and
Interesting.
it's just, doesn't it seem like that?
Yeah. This segment has been brought to you by the Fifth Line Podcast, where we also talk about conspiracy theories sometimes.
That's very true.
I like it. Okay.
Speaking of the Fifth Line Podcast, you know what I've got all over my screen on NHL.com right now?
What?
Ads for Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
It's hilarious. So do I.
I think they must be listening. This is targeted advertising at its finest, folks.
Okay. Other side note, Rabbit Trail, we totally missed the best conspiracy of all time when Mike and I talked about conspiracies.
Like words are hard. Sports conspiracies?
No, it was just any conspiracy.
Ooh,
We started sports. We missed the Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson are the same person conspiracy.
That's a thing?
What? You've never heard that?
So the theory is that, but we've seen them in the same room.
We have not seen them in the same room.
Michael and Janet have never been in the same room at the same time. That cannot be true.
It's difficult to find stuff about that. Carl is currently Googling.
Yeah.
He's going to see Photoshop pictures of them being in the same room together.
I don't know. This seems like it's not true.
It's totally true. I personally this is one of the few, like, I think when all the conspiracies, there was a few that Mike and I both bought into, like the Michael Jordan one getting suspended for.
That's not a conspiracy. That is a fact.
That's not true, actually. That's not a fact.
Okay. It's not
still
a fact.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, that's true. But like, come on.
I have run into people that have disagreed with me on that point. They're like, he wanted to play baseball. I can't even say that with a straight face. Hey, let me be the best player ever of all time in any sport ever. You could be a minor leaguer in another sport. Anyways, yeah, I totally buy into this one.
I don't in the slightest.
You not at all, hey?
No. I'm looking at multiple pictures. Like,
Photoshop.
Like, at them as children. Their faces, even if you like put their faces side by side, they don't even look the same. How many brothers
they have?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, exactly. So like the pictures of them as kids could have been one of the brothers.
No, they don't even look alike.
What? Yeah, they totally do.
Right. This must be terrible for an audio medium. Joel,
wait, no, because everyone go back to the start of that conversation, pull up some pictures of Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson, and then re-listen to the conversation. There, we fixed it.
You're welcome. On the flip side of the Golden Knights is the Arizona Coyotes, a team who, has that shootout ended? Do we know if they won? They won! Congratulations, Arizona. You beat the Flyers. How do you feel, Joel, that you lost to a team that lost to Arizona?
Really? What are you going to do? That's what you had to do? The Leafs are struggling right now.
So lots of talk on Tyler Bozak.
Oh, whatever.
Do you want him to stick around? Do you want him to go? What do you want? What do you want them to do with old Tylee Bozeman?
Oh, he's gonna go. I don't know. Like, I don't think it really matters what I want. Like he's
when
gone.
Is he going?
Oh, at the end of the. Who trades players? Nobody trades in the NHL. Stop this nonsense. He's going to be a Leaf till the end of the season, and he's going to go on free agency.
Okay, glad we're on the same page. You were getting like comfier and comfier into that blanket situation.
I know. Now I'm looking at Twitter on my phone. Mailing it in, guys. Not that I've ever done anything else.
So the Arizona Coyotes, a team that are now the proud owners of a 1-10-1 record, managed to get their 10th win, or their first win in 12 games. At this pace, they'll win approximately 7 games, and I'm rounding up.
Do you think they'll win that many games?
Do I think that the Coyotes will win 6 games? Yeah, I can confidently say that they will win 6 games the rest of the season. More than that. I'll double it. I'll triple it. I think they will win 18 games or more the rest of the season.
Yeah, they kind of have to.
Like, it's really hard to lose more than that. The Avalanche last year, we kind of, like, that's my new bar for terrible.
That 22 wins.
Yeah, 22 wins is my new bar for awful. Like, you have to be trying to be that bad.
Yeah.
Well,
what's the problem with the Coyotes, though? Part of, like, I can't say it.
Do it. Say it.
Was Mike Smith better than we thought?
I think he might be. I had to swallow my pride a little bit at the game. And like Mike Smith, he made some good saves. He was competent. He was enough that the Flames needed to beat the Capitals.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that you can really ask for. But as a whole, that team is struggling. Like, it's not just in net where, Antti Ranta, not that good. And I think that is something that
I'm not surprised.
Should not be super surprising. Like, sure, he was good in New York. Cool. But like, he's played on good teams, and that's the problem. You take these goalies and you shove them on a bad team, and what are they going to do? Sometimes they're going to be terrible.
Most often they're going to be terrible.
Yeah. So he's hurt. He's not playing right now. So it's even like it's hard to get a gauge on that so far. Louis Domingue put on waivers today. No one's claiming him.
That's not good.
There's now 2 rules we live by here on the fourth line. No one trades and no one claims anyone on waivers. I think those are 2 standard rules to go by, right?
I remember there was this guy that works for TSN, and his name rhymes with Patrick O'Sullivan. and he was like going on and on about how Eric Fair was going to get claimed on waivers when the Leafs put him on waivers.
Goodness. Are you serious?
I laughed. I called into the show, and I was like...
and then I hung up, yeah.
I was like, come on now. Like, are you... Like, no one gets claimed on waivers. Like, come on now. It just doesn't really happen. Like, and when someone does, it's always random and weird. And you're like, that guy? That's the guy that everyone decided, or someone decided to claim? It was that guy. It just doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. And if someone gets claimed, it's usually by a terrible team.
Yeah. Like
my Avalanche, we claimed Patrick Nemeth off waivers from Dallas. And I was happy about that because we need some defensemen.
Yeah. Like, so,
here's my thoughts on the Coyotes. Are they terrible? Yes. Are they going to get better? Yeah. And I'm done. Thanks, guys. Are they terrible? Yes. Are they going to be this terrible all season? No. Were both of their big trades this offseason a bust? No. I would say half of them are. Like, Derek Stepan, good. Derek Stepan, and we talked about this on the show at the time. He is not a good enough player. Things are guys, fun fact, when you sit on the floor and your mic stand is an open drawer, things are going to happen.
No, I hit the doorstop springy thing. That's apparently by my hand.
Yeah, I can't do that because I'm sitting in a chair.
I apologize.
Seriously, are like all of your chairs are actually packed up already?
Not all of them, but like any ones I could really use, and like. But the thing is, then if I was sitting on a chair, I don't know where I would put the laptop. So it also helps. Like it does. Well, it doesn't help. My son is still up right now, so that limits where I can record.
That's
so
smart.
Like, because unless you would like him just being a part of this conversation.
Sure, he has some great you know what? Let's go. I'll tell you my thoughts on Derek Stepan. Go get him, and we'll find out his. We talked about it on the show at the time. Derek Stepan is good, but he's not a difference maker. He's not the guy that you use to lead your team as a great number one center. And that stud, that's not who he is. That's not who he ever was. And it's not who he's going to be. So the fact that this is who Arizona's hung their hat on, I don't think we should expect anything different than what we've gotten. It's him. Antti Ranta's hurt. Nicholas Jarlmerson has played as terribly as we pronounce his name.
I think they were hoping that Dylan Strome would be the guy that they hung their hat on. Like him and Max Domi would be that center right wing top line, but they're just not. I'm really sad that Max Domi isn't good.
They do have one shining light, and it's Clayton Keller. I
don't even know who that is. Okay, I'm going to go with United States.
Ooh, I think you are correct, sir. Clayton Keller was their first round pick last year. And so you are correct. There you go. He's from, do you want to give us a state?
Michigan.
Ooh, close. First two letters right. He's from Missouri.
Okay.
That hotbed of hockey in Missouri. He's been good as a rookie so far this year, and honestly, I think he has to replace Dylan Strome as the guy to get excited about there, because nothing to do with Dylan Strome. The Strome family proving, they're like a poor man's Stalls, which is pretty poor.
Are they brothers, like the Edmonton guy and the Dylan guy?
Yeah. And there's a third one who's also worse.
There's a third one.
Yeah, I believe there's a third one. There's Ryan, there's Dylan, and Matthew.
Is Matthew on a team?
He is. He's the youngest. I don't think he just got drafted this year in the 4th round.
He's never going to make the NHL.
Neither is his brother Dylan.
Oh, speaking of funny failed first rounders, I saw a thing about like Pascal Dubois. What's that guy's name? Pierre-Andre Dubois? What's that guy?
Oh,
the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Pierre-Luc Dubois.
That's the one. There's like a big write-up about him burning his entry-level contract and sticking with the Blue Jackets. And then yet it was just kind of like, because we kind of have to, but we don't really want to. Anyways, I don't know. I don't get why, like, I'm sad about this team. I'm sad about the Coyotes because there's guys. What about that Jacob Churchin guy? You no good?
He's okay.
Maybe that's like, this is what happens when you have a bunch of guys you're just like, he's okay. You lose a lot of games.
Yeah, that's a fact. So here's the thing. Churchin, like, he will be good, but hasn't played yet. So, sure.
Is he not on the team?
No, he is not.
Did they send him down?
He's hurt. I just said he's hurt.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. He had like surgery in the off season, I think. I know he did. Okay. So he's not back from that yet. So sure, it'll be nice to get him back. You can like stop playing Adam Clendenning, who's not good at hockey. But this is a team that, like, I think everyone kind of wished they were better. No one hates the Coyotes unless you live in Seattle and you want a hockey team to move there. Then you're like, please be worse. Thank you for sucking. Make attendance drop.
But no one hates the Coyotes because they're terrible.
Exactly. Like, no, but I don't know anyone who's like, good. I'm glad they're awful. Here's a fun fact though. Coyotes yet to win a game. Did you know that they're still not last in attendance?
Really?
Yeah.
Who's last?
Things are not looking good in old Carolina.
Oh yeah, I should have known that.
Yeah. Carolina, it's your regular suspects at the bottom. Carolina, The Islanders, no one's showing up in Brooklyn to watch games. The Panthers, Sunrise is a bust. Arizona, struggling there. Next up, the New Jersey Devils.
That's not surprising.
They've been good. So
I bet you.
On the flip side of these, you bet what?
I was just going to say, I bet you most of the Canadian teams are doing just fine.
No. Right after the Devils, Ottawa.
I was talking about NHL teams.
I love that. I stone-faced Joel, and he just had to react himself.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it was good.
It's pretty good because Carlson's a chump.
How do you feel being behind a Canadian non-NHL team in the standings so far?
We'll get there. Just buying our time.
Yeah, I always forget the anti-Ottawa takes that you have. It's it's just surprising to me.
Why? Why do you like?
I forget that you hate them because I have no feelings in any way.
Your team didn't play them like 8 times in a row in the playoffs in the 2000s.
I know, and I forget about that. That's what I'm talking about. So obviously at the start of the year, maybe it's not obvious. Start of the year, scoring was up, scoring was big. Still some big numbers being put up, right? We saw the Jets put up 7 on the Pens the other night. Maybe, Joel, it turns out the problem isn't Antti Niemi. Not saying Antti Niemi's good. However, what I am saying is that Matt Murray got lit up by the Jets.
Are you saying, are we starting to, how worried are you if you're a Pittsburgh Penguin fan?
Yeah. How worried are you if you're a Pittsburgh Penguin fan?
What's their record?
7-5-1. No, we're not worried.
I'm a 5.
That's more than I would out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
not a 5 out of 5.
I'm less worried than you are.
What are you, like a 3?
Yeah. Whatever.
I'm a 5. I'm like, I don't like it, but they'll be okay.
Truth. The Ottawa Senators currently getting lit up by the pathetic Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about this one.
just confusion. And
yeah.
I think this is something that we shouldn't be surprised that Montreal is doing well, but I am surprised by their recent streak of scoring goals.
Yeah, I don't know. They'll be bad. Like, they're not going to make the playoffs, right?
Let's hope not.
Yeah. We're starting to settle into where, give another week or two, like I think we're starting to get to the point where the good teams, like we're going to start to see a little bit of separation of like we're no longer just small sample size. We're starting to hit a bit like the thick part of the season where you're just like, okay, we're in the thick of things.
Yeah, once you get through October and you start to see what's happening, definitely we're getting to that point in the year.
Once you hit game 20, I think we should have a good feel about where teams are at.
Yeah. Then some teams haven't even played 10 games yet. So there's still a little bit to go. But let's talk about other teams. We've talked about the bad teams, the good teams. This is where it's even more confusing for me because there's some teams that are in there, but the fact that we have the Eastern Conference Metro Division is currently led by the Devils, the Jackets, and the Islanders.
I don't get it. Like, let's just wait till game 20. Because you think the Devils can keep this up? I don't know. Maybe
Here's a cross-sport analogy for you, and we're gonna give a shout out to our friend Matthew. He is the host of a great podcast called Reasons Are Several. You should listen to it. They talk about sports. They talk about all kinds of things, movies, things that we don't talk about on this show. He is from Portland. And although Joel asked for Monday Night Football, soon we can turn on, actually I think it's on now, the Raptors are playing the Portland Timber Blazers. I don't follow basketball. But what I do know is the Phoenix Suns have followed in the great tradition of Phoenix area sports teams by being terrible. And the Trailblazers have played them twice this year. So, having a little friendly trash talk earlier because they're playing, and, sure, they're 4-2, but they played some terrible teams. So you have to look at strength of schedule is a very important thing. And so I think that's going to skew a lot of these early season games, right? Like, if you've played, I don't know, who's a good team if you played Tampa, I don't know if anyone's played Tampa twice, but if you played Tampa twice so far this year, that's a bad judge. You should just kind of ignore those games and see what's happened in the rest of your schedule. Because Tampa and Fuego.
Yeah. And there's just been some weird, like road trip skew too. The Leafs, I'm expecting the Leafs to go on a bad run. They've lost their last two, but then they're now on the California road trip, which is never, it's not great for an Eastern Conference team playing at 10:30 at night for them. It's not ideal. So, those kinds of things play into it. So yeah, I get it. So has New Jersey just beaten up on a lot of bad teams?
I started with Tampa's schedule. I'll pull up New Jersey in a second. Tampa, they played the Panthers 3 times. So
whoa,
that's a thing that's happened. So yeah, you can look at that
Tampa's
schedule
good.
and say, right, Tampa is good. But it also gives us a bad judge of how good and or bad the Panthers are. We weren't expecting them to be great, but they've played the best team so far this season. And I don't think that's a strength of schedule thing. Just they've done it against everyone. Tampa beat Pittsburgh 7-1.
Yeah.
These are the things that are going to happen. The Capitals, they've played some good teams. Or not the Capitals, the Devils. They haven't really beaten up on anyone. Sure, they got the Coyotes, they got the Sabres, and they got the Avalanche. So that's 3 easy wins. But then, they beat the Rangers, who I think they're better than they performed. They beat the Leafs, who are good. They beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. They beat the Senators. So those are some good teams that they've beaten.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Devils will stay long term good, but I think they're better than last year. They're not gonna they're not gonna be last in the league, that's for sure. There's plenty of teams that'll be that. But they'll play good enough. I don't know. I don't know if they'll keep this up long enough to stay in playoff contention.
I can get behind that. Joel, you wanted to tell us a little story.
So, do you know where I was yesterday, Carl? Well, you were enjoying the confines of the Saddle Dome.
Joel, we don't mention other banks on this show.
So you were okay. Mark the time. Just
beep that out.
Just keep that out. Well, you were enjoying the confines of the Calgary, soon-to-be former Flames Saddle Dome. Did you know where I was?
Taco Bell?
No, I was not at Taco Bell. It
was a good guess, though.
I was at the confines of the field in Seattle. I think is that a bank?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
I don't even know what your stadium's called down there. Is it Invesco, Quest?
No, it used to be Quest. Those are all banks, man, aren't they? I just assume every stadium is named after a bank. It's CenturyLink. I don't know if that's a bank or not, though.
I don't either.
If it is, we're going to find out, and we're going to beep that one out as well. Carl, write down these times.
Let's hurry up this show. I've got
okay.
Good news. Great news for me. CenturyLink, not a bank.
There we go. So anyways, I was at the Seattle Seahawks game.
Oh, hello. They won.
Yeah, They won.
As if you didn't know that. Maybe you left early.
I did not leave early.
Okay, that's good.
So, I don't know if you know this, but the game was 41-38. Not your typical NFL score.
That's like a CFL score.
The CFL. It was crazy. It was a crazy game. It was not probably. It is the best live sporting event I've ever witnessed.
That's bold. You've been to some good games.
I have been. So I've been to 4 NFL games. All 4 of them have been won on with less than a minute left. I don't know. Is that like a jinx? What is that? I don't know. The Seahawks are 4 wins in those 4 games. So I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty good. Anyways, it was crazy. It was just back and forth. It was a shootout. Tons of points being scored. Tons of points being scored different ways. Interceptions. Huge plays. I did not go to the bathroom the whole game because I didn't want to leave my seat. I was just if I leave, I'm going to miss something. And sure enough, there was people around me that were leaving, going to get a beer or whatever, right? Sure enough, they'd come back and be like, what happened? They scored a touchdown or they gave up a touchdown or there was this huge play. It was crazy. So I was trying to think. I was trying to think if there was so yesterday after the game, I was like, is there anything comparable that I have witnessed? And I came to the conclusion, no. But have you been to any just phenomenal games? I was actually at and this is how great it was. I was actually at the point. It was somewhere probably near the end of the third quarter that I actually moved to. Normally it's I determine if it's a good game or not if my team wins. If they don't win, it's not even close to being a good game. I was probably in the camp that this was just a great game to watch, win or lose for my team.
That's good. Yeah, that's a great sign.
So have you ever gone to a game or maybe even just watched a game on TV? I can't even remember. It's hard for me to say because I was there, and when you're at a game, it's completely different. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of another game that I've watched that was just that exciting to watch.
Well, honestly, I didn't see your Seahawks game, but thinking of games on TV, there's so many different ones, and literally my mind immediately goes to the baseball game that was on last night. That game yesterday was thrilling. There was so many things happening. And then from there, I go to the Jays game with the bat flip from 2 years ago in the playoffs.
But okay, the difference there though, and this is the thing that I'm trying to figure out. I watched that bat flip game. It wasn't as exciting for me.
Right. And that's the determining factor. Because for me, there was so many things that had me on edge about that, right? Because that was the same game where Russell Martin managed to hit Shin-Shu throwing the ball back to the mound, a run scored. People were upset already. Tensions were high for me because of the situations of the game. I do believe that it would be much less so if you were not a fan of that team.
And so I can imagine if you were a neutral observer yesterday of that Seahawks game, you would have been thrilled being there watching the game. But obviously you're not going to be as excited as I was as a Seahawks fan. But I think you're going away very happy. Cause let's put it this way. There was 3 Texans fans sitting in front of me. They were giving me high fives and hugs at the end of the game because it felt like we just went through this incredibly stressful thing together. They were extremely good sports about it. So I was really happy about that. But even then, it was just, we were all just happy that we had been there to witness what had taken place.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes sport great is seeing it for your team. Cause it changes anything. Football wise, I think the most exciting I've been to was, I don't even know how many years ago. 4 years ago, maybe at this point. Playoff game, CFL, Stampeders, Rough Riders, snow, like -20. I dislocated my knee approximately a week beforehand. Had to climb up the stadium, couldn't bend my leg, so I just left it stuck out. And we are somehow surrounded by not Seahawks fans, Rough Riders fans at this point. Which, again, likewise, they turned out to be great sports. And we got to, see a comeback, last second drive comeback kind of thing, which is fun. That's what you hope for. You hope for some last second heroics, especially for your team, right? It's dramatic. So like for me, that's the most thrilling game I've seen live coming down to the wire. I think it just comes down to what you want out of it. Cause I haven't been live to anything like that. Like certainly the highest energy thing I've been was the Seahawks game we went to last year, which was a great game. It was close. But it wasn't nonstop action the whole way. And I feel like that baseball game last night, I have no vested interest in either of those teams, but I was not shutting off that game to go to sleep until it was over. Joel, I stayed up till 11:30 to watch that game. I don't want to brag, but that's pretty late.
You're such an old man. Man, I was also up until 11:30 last night.
Well, I'm not as young as you are, Joel. It's harder.
You're actually younger than me. But yeah, I don't know. I was actually trying to think, what I was trying to think of a hockey game that I watched recently, even just on TV, where it was just nonstop action, back and forth, both teams in it, and just amazing play after amazing play.
I have a question about the amazing play after amazing play. Because it takes two things. Because certainly, a lot of points were scored in that game. Was it a lot of great offensive plays or just some sloppy defense that led to it? Because the Houston Texans, not exactly known as an offensive juggernaut.
It was great offensive plays.
Okay, so it wasn't the fact that you just have some terrible defenses going up against each other.
So, the Seahawks are not really known for being a terrible defense. And you should go and read what the Seahawks were saying. I don't know, I know lots of people hate Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman said that that Watson kid was the best quarterback they had ever faced, for a game. Not saying he's better than Brady or Aaron Rodgers or whatever, but just how he performed in that game. That was the toughest they had ever played against someone.
That's pretty good, I guess.
So it's so they were saying, and so it was just weird. And yeah, it was football. There was defensive breakdowns. There was interceptions. Watson also threw 3 interceptions. So he obviously, they had 600 yards or whatever, but they also had 3 interceptions. So it was just crazy. It was just such a crazy game. And I was trying to think, I was what would it take for a hockey game to end up like that? Where it's just great glove saves and amazing plays by the goalie, but also just great plays on offense and guys scoring goals and just back and forth.
I feel like in that instance, it has to be bad. And I feel like the only time that you're going to get that, when I think back to something like that, it's world junior level where you've got incredibly talented people and also defensemen that haven't fully matured yet. So you have some sloppiness, you have some turnovers, you have some breakaways, you have a goalie making a great save. It takes just that level of imperfection to get that we don't have in the NHL. Everyone's so careful. Everyone's trying not to make that blue line turnover, where in those younger levels, that's what you have.
Yeah. I think it happens in the NHL. You've clearly never watched some people play the Leafs defensemen right now. They're just throwing bombs at guys that at the blue line and letting guys come in all by themselves. It's just, I don't know. It was.
But there's less of it, right? Like there's less of it at the pro level than there is at the lower levels.
Well, it's the same thing. Like, it's like baseball, where it's less of it, but yet Kershaw is still going to make a mistake and throw a pitch where he shouldn't, and the guy's going to homer on it because that's what happened last night. And so, even though Kershaw's the best pitcher in the game right now.
Yeah.
So like even that happens, but
maybe it's this. Maybe it's the fact, because I get it. Like there's way more. There's a reason that the NFL is the most watched sport in North America. Maybe I'm sure like for some reason soccer is ahead of it, but that's befuddling. The fact is that there is so many people watching the NFL because it's thrilling, it's exciting. And they're not watching baseball, they're not watching basketball. Like basketball can be exciting at the end of a game. Baseball can be exciting a lot. Like hockey has its exciting moments, but there's something missing. Like I think the fact in hockey where you have 6 guys on the ice, and if one of them is bad, like you can have a bad quarterback who throws an interception, who fumbles the ball, who can make those kinds of mistakes in at least exciting moments. If you have a bad goalie, like it doesn't lead to exciting. You're just like, oof, should have had that one,
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, it was pretty cool to be at, and I hope that like that's the type of experience that I hope I get every time I watch a sports event.
A sports event.
Yeah, I don't know what I said. Man, it's getting late. It's almost time for the Leafs game. Let's move this along.
All right. I think it is almost time for that Leafs game, and I promised you that we would be done in time for the Leafs game. So, Joel, fun fact, we have talked about the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB, not anything else like those edited things we did earlier. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be joining one of our fellow shows on the network. The Tight Ends podcast is a sports and comedy show. I'm going to be on there. Yeah, I'm going to be on there talking about sports. I hope they bring the comedy though. Like I think we're going to talk about some music. We're going to talk about some football, some hockey. I don't know what else, but it promises to be great. So check them out. Tight Ends podcast. They're everywhere you find podcasts. Do that. Make good choices.
I like it.
Well, Joel, do you want to get off the floor? Do you want to go sit on like your couch or something comfortable?
No, we got to do our Pavel Buries, man.
Oh, gee, it's a good thing you're on the show today.
I just pulled them up. Don't worry, I got this handled.
Okay.
So you pull up the schedule while I tell people about our Pavel Buries of the week. Have you ever wondered what it's like to watch a Seahawks versus Texans game on Sunday afternoon where it's back and forth all the time? Yes, you have. Well, good news for you. We think Pavel Bury is like that Seahawks-Texans game. He is the best thing on sports to watch. Unfortunately, he's no longer in the league. So we choose for a game every night of the week for you to watch. And it's the game that we would watch if we didn't want to watch our own team. Also, you can win a prize when you play along with us in our thing called high sticking. Not high like, oh, it's really high up there, but high as in hello. Anyways, you pick a game winner person thing, player who scores the goal, you get points. Choose one from each team, and you can win a puck. Not a real puck, a foam puck that's got our logo on it. So, to start things off, like on Tuesday, you could be like, I'm going to choose James Neal and Rick Nash because the game of the night is the Golden Knights versus the New York Rangers.
Is that the game of the night?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool.
Did you like my...
That was a great description. Shout out to the leaders of this round. Let's just do like a top 3.
Okay.
In third, do you want to give me a drum roll? All right. In third place. Yeah. Give us that doorstop. In third place, Canes Hockey 06. In second place, I believe that's Jonathan is Canes Hockey. In second place, CJ Milroy. Congrats to Chad. And in first place so far, with a 2-point lead, Nick Sagan. One more week, and then we crown a champion. So we're going to pick 6 games. Joel has picked tomorrow night, Vegas versus the Rangers on Halloween night. I will be picking the Pittsburgh Penguins heading into Edmonton on November the 1st.
Boo! This Crosby McDavid crap. Nobody cares. Holy smokes, there's a lot of games on Thursday.
My Avs play my Canes.
Oh, we're not choosing that. Good thing this is my night to pick. Man, we shouldn't have picked the Rangers on Tuesday. I want to pick the Rangers on Thursday.
Do you really want to watch the Lightning light up the Rangers?
Well, what else do you know? Let's watch Philly St. Louis. That sounds like a good game.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Those teams are decent.
Yeah, who knows what you're going to get. The Flyers can beat the Leafs and then lose to the Coyotes.
Enjoy picking Friday and start looking at Saturday.
Friday night. This is what I have November 3rd. I have 2 games to choose from. Taylor Hall back in Edmonton, or the game I'll actually pick, playoff rematch, Nashville Predators, Anaheim Ducks.
Okay. Okay, because you didn't really have a chance to pick, you get to choose between Tampa and Columbus, Minnesota, Chicago, or nope, that's it. Those are your choices.
Tampa, Columbus, and it's not close. I love watching Tampa right now. They are a fun team to watch.
Sunday night, what do you got for us?
Sunday night, I have. Let's go with the actual night game. New Jersey Devils, Calgary Flames. That's it.
Do we need to choose Monday or no?
No, we will be crowning a champion on Monday, so it is not out of the reach. You make some good picks, you can jump all the way from last place to first place. If you're good, you'll need some luck too, but head over to our Twitter at Fourth Line Podcast. Play high sticking. You can win stuff. We'll be sending out all the prizes once we know the winner. I'm finally going to get around to send out the prizes. So Graham, yours is in the mail. Brandon, yours is in the mail. And whoever finishes third, they'll all be in the mail by the end of next week. So tune in for that. If you want to head to our Patreon page, you can get ready for the WWE special. You don't want to miss out on that. Thank you very much to David, our new Patreon supporter. Shout out to him. Thank you very much for supporting us over there. Facebook, thefourthlinepodcast.com. Mike Laybourne had a new article out there today on the top 3 most surprising teams. My team was on the list. So you can read his thoughts and find out, hey, does Mike think the Avalanche will keep being good? Spoilers, he says no. Screw you, Mike. No one asked you. Okay, fine.
Wow, I like Mike.
We asked you.
Wow.
Mike does great work. Sometimes it confuses me how a Red Wings fan would do such great work.
I like Mike. Did you know Mike was the only one who guessed correctly on what my big news was?
I actually learned one very important thing. Did you know someone guessed that you were moving to Michigan? Because apparently, because of your clue, you said something about a mitten.
Yeah.
And apparently Michigan's the shape of a mitten.
Oh.
Yeah. Bet you didn't know that, did you?
Yeah. That's tricky.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so who knew how difficult your clues were?
Apparently.
But
well, it wasn't that difficult. I don't know. No, it probably was. Mike's a smart guy.
He is smart.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening there. Head over to our Twitter, Play High Sticking. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you want to give us a review on iTunes, we'd appreciate that. They're currently doing a nice. Stay away for what?
Stay away from Don Cherry references.
Yes, please do. But give us a review if you like the show. We appreciate all the reviews. We appreciate all of you listening. Joel has to go watch. They're currently doing a tribute to Patrick Marleau in San Jose.
Oh.
So let's get Joel off to watch that game.
Boom City.